with you here today to talk about John and talk about John's life and John's family. So, without further ado, I think we should first welcome the director and producer of the film, Colin Hanks. Come on out, Colin. Producer of the film, Reynolds.
Okay, you got to stand up.
I've always been obsessed with John, and I've always loved him so much. And the reasons why are a little bit like when filmmakers, sit at sort of these awards functions, and the theme of their movie seems to change from function to function. But the theme of why I love John changes and morphs, but I realize it's actually just kind of evolving a little bit. And John really kind of, to me, represents togetherness, joy, not punching down. John was a good person when no one was watching. And I think that that's a beautiful thing when we live in a very curated world right now. I mean, I would argue way too curated. John was around and moving through the world before any of that. And he just left in his wake this kind of a kindness and a joy, and I think having more. For me, it's nostalgia too. I think nostalgia is the greatest drug on earth, and John had a way about him that really brought people together, and still does to this day. I look at Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and that performance of Del Griffith. I believe that would be nominated for an Academy Award if that were to come out in this moment.
I found that were really fascinating because we are dealing with a story that took place now decades ago, is what was said and unsaid. At that time, talking about therapy or mental health was just something that you did not do. And that, I thought, was an incredibly interesting topic, considering that nowadays it is such part of the social conversation. It's very common to hear, oh, I'm taking a mental health day or anything like that. So it interested me that was not something that was discussed, and yet it was totally okay to be able to mention someone's weight to their face and make them feel incredibly uncomfortable while they're trying to give you an interview. Right.
I grew up in Canada. I consider Canada kind of a third parent almost, and really taught me how to kind of live and survive in Los Angeles when I first moved there, and has done nothing to help me in New York now. But really did equip me with some of that self-effacing humor that really allowed me to sort of arm myself. But there's something fascinating about that intersection between somebody who has a predilection for people-pleasing and is also struggling with mental health, because a people-pleaser does not ever want to burden another person with themselves, right? So you're always pulling that back. But mental health doesn't move forward inexorably or in any way whatsoever without speaking about it, without actually opening up and saying, hey, I'm not okay. And so that's a tricky thing for the people pleaser, because more often than not, you're going to get, I'm fine. Yep. Yeah. I'm good. I can keep going. Let's do this. I'm fine. And that's dangerous.
John Carucci, APTV. For Ryan, what does it mean to be a producer on this film? As somebody who grew up watching John's work and now having to be a chance to be a part of the legacy.
Well, where are you? Are you in there anywhere? Oh, hey. Hi, how are you? Hi, what's up? I like it. It's hugely meaningful. The movie was made, literally made with love. Nobody makes a documentary thinking, oh, this is going to open to $600 billion at the box office, and I know Amazon does not like money. So
October 10th.
Yeah, but this is a subject that has at times haunted me, and he's a person and a persona. I find the thing most fascinating with him is that division between who he was as a person and the persona that protected him. And I see that in myself. I see that in how I work. You will meet me on the street and you will say, that man does not have a joyful bone in his body right now. And that is just because I am completely vulnerable, and I'm not using any of those coping mechanisms to keep me alive, you know.